Most people misevaluate risk, take too big risks, or conversely scared when the risk is much lower than they think.
Yeah, so people misprice risk on a daily basis. Interest rate risk. Lots of people will go into big fixed rate products, or you know, they'll take hedges for you know, a lot of debt, and maybe that's a good idea if there's, you know, a huge amount of debt. But generally speaking, trackers are cheaper over the long run. Now that doesn't help you if interest rates suddenly go up to 10% and then you've got interest rate shock. But generally a fixed rate is rarely longer than 5 years. So it's probably only going to help you out for maybe 2 or 3 years, depending on where you are in that 5 year period. And then you're going to be back to high rates anyway. A bit like insurance. Well, it is insurance. It's the same thing another way around. You've got to get buildings insurance. You've got to get car insurance. I generally think most other types of insurance I'm not supportive of.
I've insured this man. We've got key man insurance, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got life insurance. I mean, sort of that was.
I've probably got a high risk of death.
No, I don't think. Actually, this is completely switched. We used to fly helicopters quite a lot, and I think there was sort of one morning I probably got up and thought this is the point at which it's a good idea to
insure me.
Yeah, well, insure both of us so that you know, if something catastrophic happened, the business wouldn't suffer. So I think you probably insure against big risks like that, but there's all sorts of other types of risk abatement and insurance policies which I think are just a waste of money. Pet insurance, which
they never pay out.
They never bloody pay. So
that operation doesn't fit within it.
Yeah, or
there's a lot of criteria, isn't there?
Yeah,
behind it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, tax investigation insurance we pay for every year. I know we had an aspect inquiry over some capital allowances that went on a number of years, and a good sort of chunk of that, 20 grand of it, they just wouldn't pay. You know, there's all sorts of other types of insurance that you can get for tenants. There's all sorts of other sorts of insurance that you could get for, you know, travel and whatever else. Reference the tenants properly, get good ones, manage them properly. That is way better than getting insurance for when they go wrong. Get an animal which is genetically less likely to
get a DNA engineered animal.
They're genetically less likely to get ill. Treat it well. You know, exercise it and make sure it doesn't eat a load of, I don't know, chocolate, which is poisonous to dogs and things like that. These sort of, but I know you find this funny, but they're just sort of examples of
that animal has bad genes.
I guess a lot of insurance products like that, they play on people's fears, though, don't they?
And people go into PC World. I see this all the time, and my mum will do it, and they'll go into PC World and they'll go and buy a toaster. Okay, well, all right, maybe they don't sell those there, but I went in a couple of days ago and I went to buy one of these tablets. Okay,
yeah.
So Gemma wants to look at all the cameras by her bedside, just in case she hears a noise, she wants to see them all there. So I've had enough of spending 400 quid on an Apple iPad, so they've got a Samsung tablet there for 130 quid, which I think's, you know, pretty good. Don't need the latest thing anymore. And the next thing that happens is someone scoots out and says, "Oh, do you want to take the accidental sort of the accidental
wind damage
insurance warranty? You know, oh, how much is that? Oh, it'll only cost you 60 quid." So I'm like, right, so that's 50% of the cost of the product. So I take 2 of those policies out and I've just bought a new one.
Yeah.
You know, that's if the policy pays out. And there are so many examples of that where people buy on fear. They think to themselves, well, I'm buying this computer or this iPad or whatever, and I need to insure against it going wrong. Or, you know, a good one is the washing machines. Washing machines go wrong all the time. As soon as you buy one, though, they try and put you on this plan where it's, I don't know, 100 quid a year. Well, why not buy a £250 washing machine, put the £100 a year into another bank account, and then buy a new bloody washing machine in 3 years' time? it's going to be cheaper, isn't it? And I think these basic calculations, if people perform these basic calculations and then self-insured by, if they need to manage their cash flow, i.e. they haven't got the money to pay for these unexpected problems, if they just created their own insurance pot, they'd save a lot of money. Self-insure, not take the insurance out, and maybe just pay that money into another bank account, and then if you got ill or sick or whatever, use that money then to cash flow your liabilities for the period, until you get better.